everyone, it's Paul with Cruise Planners Getaway Gang here on a sunny Friday, July 31st, coming at you from Duarte, California, and from Phoenix, my partner in crime, Ed Gates. How are you, sir?
Hi, Paul. I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm dreaming that I was here in this wonderful mountainous background. It looks a lot like Glacier National Park where I've been. I wanted to represent with the campfire today because we're going to talk a little bit more about a subject we discussed last week, camping, and where it intersects our other absolute favorite subject outside of travel, and that is food, of course. Imagine that. So I thought it'd be a great topic for us to talk about some of our essentials when we go camping in terms of what we eat and what we bring with us.
That's right. Well, Paul, there's a lot of different things people eat on the trail. Some people, actually involve hunting and gathering while they're out there hiking in the wilderness. I usually am more of a car camper, kind of park and bring some things from home. How about you?
Yeah, me too. I'm not, I've never, as I said last week, loaded up the backpack and hiked into a backcountry site. So whatever I bring with me, even if I've got to hike a little ways, it needs to be able to fit in my car and be carried a reasonable distance. So yeah, I definitely, car camping is our jam.
I have basically a little bin that I take with me, or sometimes just a cooler that we throw some things in it, depending on how long we're camping for. But we do have a few essentials, one of them being a frying pan that could take the heat of the campfire, because we like to cook right on the campfire. But sometimes we do bring our Coleman stove with us. Those are always good, or any other brand, a propane stove that's suitable for camping, especially in Arizona. Sometimes in other areas where they have no burn alerts out, you can still go camping, but you can bring your stove with you. And I absolutely, positively have to have that coffee percolator with me as well, because we need coffee.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. And I've seen some people that'll bring an actual grill with them when they camp. We've not done that. We were with you where we have the Coleman stove and the fire. I used to have a little single burner Coleman stove. You see them, screw it on right on top of a can of propane, but then we upgraded to the two burner.
I've got one on my radar, Paul. I think I've sent it to you recently, since we're both Traeger nerds. Traegers are, of course, if you don't know, pellet grills, pellet smokers. They make one, and I forgot the name of it, but they make it for campfires. It's a little portable Traeger. I want to bring one of those with me someday.
That would be
so.
Awesome.
Yeah, but Paul, let's go down the list then. What kind of foods you like to bring with you? Let's start with some snacks. What are some essential snacks that you bring with you when you're on camping?
Sure, and snacks. I mean, snacks starts in the car for the journey, of course.
Hey, road
snacks and carries over onto our campsite. And I know I'll speak for Steph first. It's one of my favorites, both at home or in the car or at a campsite, and that's chips of all various sorts. We are both very much fans of chips. But also we like to bring jerky with us and some trail mix with no peanuts, because Steph is allergic. But those three things are probably some of our top snacks for camping. How about you?
Yeah, trail mix is good around here too. We do like nuts. So we'll bring lots of different nuts with us. Susie and I like to put together sometimes some finger food for some of our day trips, things like pickles, olives, and some diced cheeses and things like that. Charcuterie. Camping charcuterie.
Wow, but I'm all over that.
But yeah, also, same as you we like pretzels too, bringing those out there too. So,
I mean, the nice thing is you don't have to have any cooler, and it's just like grab and go. And a lot of times if we don't eat lunch, we may eat breakfast and dinner, and we'll just have that kind of thing for a lunch thing.
Oh yeah, salami's real good too. That's really good to just grab, or pepperonis, little things like that. Anything you can grab at a QT or a Circle K on the way out to the campsite is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about like drinks? What kind of drinks do you like to bring with you when you're camping?
Well, we're both fans of good old-fashioned beer. I definitely I'd bring a lot of beer. Beer is definitely associated with a good camping trip for me. Steph might stick a few of her hard seltzers in there. And of course, beer and soda. We're pretty simple. Never have really done much hard liquor. And of course, and you'll talk about the percolator, but hot beverages are huge for us. both, and we go the instant route. We found the Starbucks via instant coffee is our favorite, as
Ooh.
well as instant cocoa, and we'll just bring a tea kettle with us to use on the Coleman to warm up our hot water for those beverages. So.
That's cool. Yeah, we're big water people. I mean, I bring beer usually when it's me and my son or the guys or something like that. But day trips, you're just going out and back. It's not going to be much of a time to go drinking. But if you're staying the night, for sure, it's in the cooler. But beer for sure. We like the LaCroix. We bring those. They're really refreshing. We also make sure, since we like to do a lot of camping here in the Southwest, we bring a lot of hydrating stuff. So there's always Gatorade, or something I've been getting lately to watch the sugar. Our little dissolvable package. You can get them in the health section at some of your stores. They just dissolve in the electrolytes, little salt pills. I think Noom is one of the names of one, or Noon, I think. That we use, and they're pretty tasty. They're good for if you just overexert yourself, do some hiking, you need some a little bit more than water. And always bring plenty of water, that's for sure. But yeah, when it comes down to coffee for breakfast, and we'll just transition to the breakfast now. We're always we got a percolator coffee pot that we bring with us to stick right on the fire, and it's fun to hear that thing going in the morning. Hear that little sound going.
Get one of those because that sounds fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing. Percolator coffee is one of the traditional perks of camping for me. I just love it. So as far as breakfast goes, hey, let me just run down my list real quick, and then I'll hand it over to you. Something Wesley and my son, invented was something called chili and eggs, which is basically exactly what it sounds like, chili and scrambled eggs. And it was just something we threw together on the trail one time, and it's amazing, and we do it every time ever since. But sometimes we'll make chili on the trail for dinner. Sometimes we'll bring chili, like a little can of Hormel chili. That's just fine too. Or we'll bring it with us that we made at home, kind of thing. So it depends on how adventurous we're going to be food-wise. But the eggs is interesting. We'll crack the eggs and pre-scramble them in one of those shaker containers. You've seen, they're we got a cap on them and a lid. You just kind of shake them up real good. So we'll crack about a dozen eggs in one of those and throw it in the cooler, and then that'll just be our eggs all weekend long.
That's a great idea.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. And then we'll bring various sausages with us when we go camping too. I'll cover that when we start talking about dinner. But sausages, and then of course bacon is good too. We got to bring a pack of bacon on the trail. How about you, Paul? What's a good breakfast for you when you're camping?
Imagine you and sausages. I think we did a whole show on that, actually.
Imagine that, right? Hey.
Well, I think the egg, we always, eggs, and of course, Steph doesn't eat eggs as much anymore because they bother her tongue, but it was a staple for us. And that's a great idea to have them pre-mixed. I wish I'd have thought about that because most of the time we end up scrambling our eggs anyway. But our staple, and I got this from my parents, are fried potatoes in the skillet. And so what we usually do is, I'm with you on the bacon. We'll usually cook up our bacon, set it to the side, and I fry potatoes, pan-fried potatoes, along with some onion, and then of course some eggs scrambled as well. That is absolutely our breakfast staple. I always look forward to waking up that in the morning and grilling up some delicious breakfast. That's probably our biggest ordeal of a meal. Not no ordeal, but we put the most effort into our camping breakfast actually. So.
Great. Well, how about lunch items? You guys do any lunch when you're camping?
Yeah, sometimes, like I said, we'll just stick to snacks. A lot of times, if we are on the road that first day, we might bring some sandwiches we pack with us for lunch. Or if it's colder weather, we do like to do like a nice hearty canned soup, or even some of the Hormel chili you were talking about. So a lot of times at lunch, we'll just warm up soup or make a sandwich. Those are probably our go-to.
We've switched. We used to bring loaves of bread with us and lunch meats and stuff like that, make our own sandwiches on the road. And we've switched recently. About the same time we invented chili and eggs, we started bringing tortillas with us. And that has become a camping staple for us as well. Got to have those tortillas because you can use them for anything. Hot dog buns. You can use them to throw your eggs in, make some breakfast burritos. We like to we can throw lunch meat in there. We'll always bring a little packet of lunch meat too, maybe bologna or ham or something like that. That's good to snack on. Another lunch staple for us is to bring those the styrofoam cup of noodles with you as well. Those are super great in a pinch too if you're hungry, or maybe you just those are real cheap too. We have some. We keep them in our camping gear. They last forever.
Yeah.
If you need something to eat really quick, you got some noodles in less than 3 minutes. Because we always have some hot water going somewhere on the site, either at a campfire or for coffee or tea or whatever. So
fantastic idea.
Yeah. So gotta have those tortillas. Why don't we transition into dinner too? You ever do anything crazy for dinner?
Well, and I know we talked a little bit about this. I used to have a Boy Scout leader that cooked everything in a Dutch oven when he was making camping dinners, and I haven't branched out that far, and I haven't even, sometimes I have a time or two grilled some like steak or burger on a grill over the campfire, but most of the time our staple is good old fashioned. We bring these little metal, either a coat hanger or the little metal rods that they make for grilling on the fire, and we do hot dogs. A lot of times we'll have leftover onion from the breakfast, leftover chili from lunch, and we'll make chili dogs or something like that. But Steph likes to cook the hot dogs on the fire, get them good and crispy on the outside. She loves that. And so I would say, although we played around with some other stuff, that hot dogs over the campfire is our go-to camping day.
Got to have hot dogs, right? Again, hot dogs in a tortilla, it's amazing. So are the sausages. We'll bring either, maybe some big hot links or something like that to cook on the same exact way as you. Stick them on a steak, throw them over the fire, and have a fun little night around the fire. If we're getting a little more adventurous, I mentioned we like to make chili sometimes. It depends on what we're doing. We're not hunters, but some people in our group sometimes were, and maybe they'd find something and cook up something weird in a chili pot. But usually we'll bring a pound of ground beef out there with us if we want to do trail chili, and a few cans of tomatoes and just throw it in. And I have a big cast iron skillet that I'll just throw right on the chili. It's got a lid, and on the campfire, and it'll lid, and we'll just let it simmer for a while. And we call it trail chili. And then, but yes, hot dogs, sausages, things like that. I'd love to get into more Dutch oven cooking though. That sounds amazing. I've got a cookbook, and I remember there was a guy who was camping nearby to us one time, and he had the whole setup with the A-frame over the campfire and the hooks that you hang the ovens over, and then he was cooking some chicken and dumplings in that, and it was so good. And it basically real easy. Just threw some chicken in there and some broth and stuff like that. Got that going, and then I remember he used a can of biscuits. There's a pop out Pillsbury biscuits. He just threw those on top, closed the lid, and it was amazing. So one day I'm gonna get a setup like that, but I tend to be on the little lazier side when I want to go.
I know, me too. I feel like we need to up our game, but I realized too when I made my list that a lot of it was just about simplicity, basically.
Now, one other thing too, I have gone fishing, camping before, and we have prepared fish over a campfire. That's a lot of fun too, and that same exact cast iron. It turns out really well, especially trout or bass, fried with some olive oil. Really good, quick, easy meal on the road on the trail.
And I will say one thing that I have been without before: every camp kitchen, without question, should have oil, salt, and pepper in it.
Yes,
I've gotten hung out to dry before.
I'm glad you brought that up. We have a whole travel spice kit as well. It's got to have Lowry's seasoning salt in it, salt, pepper, garlic salt, onion salt, Old Bay.
Oh, good Lord. We don't, but I was
we got a box.
That's amazing. But at very least, you got to have the salt and pepper, because we went on a camping trip once where we forgot the salt and pepper, and that was not fun. So.
Absolutely. You can find them at your, just about any store that sells outdoor stuff, a little salt, cardboard salt and pepper shakers. They're perfect for your camping kit as well. All right, Paul, we're not going to hold everybody up anymore. Let's talk about our last favorite thing, those sweets and desserts. What's the staple for you?
Well, and I think it's the same for you, and it's got to be s'mores again on the campfire. much like the hot dog, Steph loves to just torch the heck out of her marshmallow. And, you know, the proper way is to get the half the graham cracker, put the Hershey's on it, put the flaming marshmallow, and smush it all together. I mean, just
Absolutely. It's heaven. When you don't have s'mores, marshmallows are just fine too. Roasting marshmallows in the fire has been a tradition for us forever. So grab a few sticks. Make sure you clean those sticks real good, or cut them down a little bit before you stick them through a marshmallow. But yeah, I feel like I'm Boy Scouts again talking about this.
Oh my God, it brings back lots of memories. Lots of memories.
Oh, well, thanks, Paul, for a fun conversation, man. We're always up for a good talk about food.
I know. Well, I'm curious to hear if you've got any thoughts, watchers and viewers. If you want to drop a comment about your favorite camping food, we'd love to hear about it, because I'm sure we'd be definitely willing to try it out. We're always looking for new ideas. And I say every time, please do give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. If you're not in our Facebook VIP group, Ed's been posting a lot of wonderful camping related, glamping and camping related content this month, and we'll continue some into August. Click the link in the description of the video to join our VIP group. And as always, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week, which will be August 7th, and it'll be beginning of the month. So we'll try to catch you up to date with all the travel news that's going on. And Lord knows it changes by the day. So we'll have a full slate of stories next week.
All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in.
Bye, guys.